This is Katie Canuthia, and today I will be presenting media himpathy in the 21st century. Now, what is himpathy? In the framing of sexual assault, it is men in the role of perpetrator who receive society's sympathy at the expense of survivors' well-being, a phenomenon called himpathy. In the case of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard, Johnny Depp filed and won a defamation suit against his ex-wife Amber Heard for saying that she had defamed him by calling herself a public figure representing domestic abuse. All of this happened in the wake of Johnny Depp being found guilty of domestic abuse against Amber Heard in a 2020 London trial. This defamation case resulted in a 6-week televised trial where they gave multiple testimonies that went viral, with social media posts heavily ridiculing the claims of Amber Heard and making light of Johnny Depp's behavior throughout the trial, such as in this Instagram post.
Bigger than Amber, correct? Physically?
I wouldn't say that.
My dog stepped on a bee.
You're drinking pretty heavily.
Were you there?
Sometimes drink whiskey in the mornings too, right?
Isn't happy hour any time?
Poured yourself a mega pint of red wine, correct?
A mega pint.
Yeah.
But Willy Wonka doesn't matter to you. You see him in that movie, Charlie and Chocolate Factory?
Fast forward in time a little bit, Mr. Depp.
Yes, I can feel it.
I have other uses for your throat which do not include injury. I have other uses for your throat which do not include injury.
Sorry, could you read that again?
The next case we'll be looking at is that of Chanel Miller. She's a 2015 sexual assault survivor. She was 22 at the time, and she was living at home. And I'll start off by reading an excerpt from her memoir of these events. It starts with her at home with her sister Tiffany. Two more of Tiffany's friends, Colleen and Tria, arrived with a bottle of champagne. The plan was for the three of them to meet Julia at Stanford. They said, "You should come." I said, "Should I go? Would it be funny if I went? I'd be the oldest one there." I pulled on a tight charcoal gray dress, a heavy silver necklace with tiny red stones, an oatmeal cardigan with large brown buttons. I sat on my brown carpet, lacing up my coffee-colored combat boots, my hair still wet in a bun. The basement was full, people spilling out onto the orb of light on the concrete patio. I was bored, at ease, drunk, and extremely tired, less than 10 minutes away from home. I had outgrown everything around me, and that is where my memory goes black, where the real cuts off. I, to this day, believe none of what I did that evening is important. A handful of disposable memories, but these events will be relentlessly raked over again and again and again. What I did, what I said, will all be sliced, measured, calculated, presented to the public for evaluation. All because somewhere at this party is him. Now, who is him? He was Brock Turner. He was a 19-year-old freshman swimmer at Stanford University. In January of 2015, Brock Turner was at the same Stanford party as Chanel Miller, both with blood alcohol levels well over the legal limit. At some point, they left the party together, and the night ended with him taking advantage of her inebriated, unconscious state. 22-year-old Chanel Miller was found unconscious in her half-taken-off clothes in an alley next to a dumpster, with Brock Turner actively moving on top of her. The trial found that she had been sexually assaulted and penetrated under California state law. One of the aggressor's childhood friends defended him in a character statement saying, "I don't think it's fair to base the fate of the next 10 plus years of his life on the decision of a girl who doesn't remember anything but the amount she drank to press charges against him," her letter read. "I think it is disgusting, and I am so sick of hearing that these young men are monsters when really You are throwing barely 20-somethings into these camp-like university environments, supporting partying, and then your mind is blown when things get out of hand. The public reception of both of these cases that involved the assault of women showed how our society, even fellow women, fall subject to himpathy, showing more compassion towards the potential outcome for the man in a situation while trivializing the experience of the woman. Johnny Depp won his defamation case, but Amber Heard's character was tarnished, and Janelle's attacker was charged and sentenced to 6 months in prison, 3 years probation, and a lifetime on the sex offender registry. This serves as a stark reminder that sympathy is for him, it is not for her, and society still has a long way to go in changing that.